Hi, good morning, everybody, and welcome to my bathroom. So, I figured today we could get ready together and do a look because why not? So, I'm just going to start off with some primer, and I actually have the new E.L.F. putty primer. So, it's this guy right here, and the nice thing about this primer is if you apply it the right way and make sure it really sits nicely into your pores, especially if you have pore issues, it'll actually make your makeup look that much better, and you will have a more flat, nice look instead of having your cosmetics look cakey or, plied thick. So I figured, a little bit of a putty primer lesson, or just for us to get into it, to do it together. Now, I have watched quite a few of the influencers who do makeup tutorials. Of course, I always do because I like their ideas, I like how they present, I like some of the products that they're using. And of course, it gives me, a lot of ideas too, like it would anybody. And so, I have to say, if you're having pore issues, how you apply your primer, and especially from what I've learned recently, makes a huge difference, especially in the outcome of the last of the makeup. And it also helps make sure that your tone is even, you're getting a nice even look on your face. You don't want, to look cakey or splotchy or anything like that. So when it comes to my pores, I will apply a little bit of primer to them just to make sure that they're nicely covered, nicely hidden. I find that it seems to be in this region mostly that I end up with, a pore issue, and sometimes just right up here. And that's, from what I can tell, a maturing skin issue. But hey, ladies, we all get older. Yeah, so that is how we put on a little bit of primer, get a little bit of putty going. Oh, and that's how we drop it. Of course, you can tell that this is like really little jars, so yeah, it's like woo out of my hand. Um, so yes, we do that, and then I am going to put on a little bit of concealer. Not that I need a great deal, but I always like to have a little bit just under the eye, just a tiny bit. You don't need a lot. And basically, it's just to cover up some of those problem spots, as you can see. And then, of course, I take my finger and I blend. I find actually finger works really, really well as opposed to like, and I get it. Everybody likes their beauty blenders and their brushes and everything like that. And yeah, I totally get that. I have a really nice set of brushes that I like using as well. But I find, oddly enough, that the good old fashioned know how and how we get our cosmetics to sit, a lot of the times is actually just really great with the finger. And so I get my concealer going to conceal some of these spots that I'm just not thrilled about. And ladies, we all have those. So, any of you ladies out there, while we're getting ready together today, any of the ladies out there that were watching hockey last night, crazy first game, wasn't it? I'm going to use a little bit of setting spray. It actually makes it a lot easier if you do that and then you add your foundation. And then I just give a little pump of my foundation. Of course, it's an E.L.F. foundation because I love E.L.F. products. And I'm very happy to announce that I have reached icon status. So that to me, for their beauty insider and for all their cosmetics, has been absolutely awesome. And if you feel you just want to apply it a little bit more, make sure you get a nice base, even over the eyes. And then of course after, you can take your finger and blend out any of the spots where your brush didn't do what you wanted it to. So yeah, that first game was absolutely insane, especially in Winnipeg and Colorado. And I can say that, like, the Avalanche. And I can say that because I'm a Winnipeg girly. And of course I watched the game. I'm a huge hockey fan. And being able to sit with my partner last night, and of course, like I said, him and I, definitely watched the game. And we had a whole bunch of fun hanging out at home together and just catching. And it was a high scoring game too. Like, I was absolutely surprised, because there are times, and of course anybody that watches hockey will know, it's going to go more than likely one of two ways. So it's either going to go where there's a huge score off, which is what happened last night, because I mean, in between the two teams, I mean, in the first period alone, there was six goals scored, and it was just insane at the rapid fire and the response from, both teams. And of course, being that they were playing in Winnipeg, I have to say that I was actually lucky, because while everybody was waiting for it to show up on the Jumbotron, I actually got to see, before the Jets seen the Jets, I got to see the Jets flying over my building and going to do their presentation at the beginning of the Jets game. So I thought that was super cool, because I heard them, like, literally, it was like my earth shook underneath me. It was so cool. But I loved the display. It was really nice of our boys to do that in the kickoff for our playoff season. So that to me was super fun. So I don't know if any of you caught that, or caught the game, or caught the score. And I'm just going to grab a little bit of a wipe here and wipe off any remaining foundation. So yeah, and then of course, like, everyone fights so hard to get to the playoffs, and I mean, those last few games before the playoffs, those were insane. Like, it was almost like pre-playoff hockey, you know what I mean? It was just amazing. So yeah, I've had a really good time watching that. So I'm hoping, Jets won, of course, last night, and congratulations to our boys here in Winnipeg. Make me proud for sure. I'm sure all of us Winnipeg people felt that way, because when I seen the Sea of White downtown Winnipeg, like, wow, that was incredible. Like, even if you got to see that on TV yesterday, it was a sight to behold, let me tell you. Alrighty, so we got our foundation on, we got our concealer on, we got all of our primer and everything on. So now I'm just going to use a little bit of a setting spray again, blend everything out, and I'll be right back with you. So there we are, and of course we have everything blended nicely, and of course I use a setting spray a couple times, usually 3 times during my cosmetic application, and one of the reasons is for the pores. It's really, really great if you're pre-spritzing before you add your foundation. Then you add your foundation, you blend it all in, you give a little bit of a spritz, and use your fingers to really work everything in properly, and then you get a really nice flat look of your foundation and everything, your concealer, your primer, and everything onto your face. So it gives a really good base for that cosmetic application. So with that, we will then go into our 2-part, see, now this is where I'm waiting. I actually made another order to E.L.F, of course, right? And this is where I'm waiting for my bronzing drops to show up, because I mean, and I just ordered them too, so, I'm like a kid in a candy store. I'm like, ooh, what is it gonna go? So I know it's not gonna be, like, crazy long, but, yeah, so I'm actually hoping that at some point, I can find a really nice duo highlighter contour with E.L.F. But for the time being, I use a Sephora brand, although I have to say that everything else today is going to be an E.L.F. product. And, it's just, I'm so happy to be a part of their icon status in their Beauty Insider. And it's due to all the great cosmetics that, of course, I've gotten from them, and whether I've gotten it off their online site, or whether I've gotten them from, like, Walmart, or I think London Drugs, I picked up a few items from there that were E.L.F. that actually London Drugs had that Shoppers Drug Mart didn't. So that was my thing for that. But yeah, so we're going to get started with the highlighter and contour. And I'm pretty sure everybody's got that down to a fine science, like how they like to contour and highlight their face. But if you haven't, follow along with me a little bit today and we will do it together. So I always start off with my contour first. And I load my brush and I usually go for my eyes first and foremost, just to give it a little bit of a nice rosy gold look onto the lid and then onto the upper part of the eye, just so I get a little bit of color there, just to kind of start with a base. And I'm actually lucky today because, and I'm going to do a little bit of highlighting first because I usually do the eye and then of course I go in with the highlighter on this upper portion of the eye. Actually gives it a really nice look. Gives it a bit more definition. And then of course I add my highlighter to my upper cheek, where I'm going to add my blush after. And then I always add a little bit here. And if you have a bit more mature skin, it's probably a good idea because it actually then sort of takes away from anything deep that is there. And then of course I give a little bit to the tip of my nose. Not a lot, but just enough to give a little bit of a shine to the edge of the nose. And sometimes if you want to, you can just go a little bit on the upper portion here. Not all the way down, but just like a tiny little bit just to sort of give it that little bit of extra hue. And then of course I come back in with the contour part. And I do my cheeks. And then yeah, you can add a little bit more to the upper lid if that's what you feel like you want to do. And then of course a little to the nose. See? And it gives a little bit more of a definition to everything. And sometimes I'll do the jawline just a little bit, not a lot. Just again, gives it a little bit more of a shadow, a hue, definition to the cheekbones. Everybody likes having those good cheekbones. I know I do. And then I will go in with my putty blush, which is also, of course, E.L.F. Now I have the putty blush in the Maldives, but I also have the Pinky Promise in the Cameo blush. And I'm going to let everybody know, I mean, if you haven't used the Cameo blush before, it is super pigmented. So you literally, like, the tiniest of drop on each cheek or wherever you're wanting to get a little bit more glow, and that will deliver, let me tell you. Now, I keep that just, summer, whatever, maybe an extra accent, but I love this. This is one of my favorites, and I actually use it a lot. And I just take my brush, dip it in. And nicely blend. And this way I get a really nice hue to the cheek. And it almost looks sun-kissed, which is going to be a huge thing when I get those drops. Because it's just going to allow me to, it's going to allow me to have a little bit more of a bronzed look when I'm applying my cosmetics. Now, I like a little bit of a reddy color or a rustic color to the top of my lid. So, because I don't have one on hand, I usually actually just take a little, of my blush, and I use it to the upper. And it just gives it a very light hue. Not too overpowering, but something in the backdrop that's a little bit red, especially, green eyes. I'm a ginger girl, so yeah. And then when I do that, now see, here's where the interesting part comes in for all of us. I was lucky enough, and I picked up 2 of the eyeshadow sticks, and I actually haven't even opened these yet, so I figured we would try them together, considering I reached a new tier and everything. So I'm kind of super excited to see what these are going to look like on me. And yeah, so I figured, hey, why not? We're going to open these up today and we're going to give them a try. So I will be right back as soon as I got these open. All right, so I got them out. So we got rose gold in this one, and then we have magnetic pull in this one. So let's just take a look. Isn't that cool? That's an eyeshadow stick. So I've never actually used a stick, but maybe we will go with the rose gold. That's quite neat. I like that actually. And we'll just put some on the backdrop of my eyelid. Oh, that is super neat. Oh, wow. So we'll do both sides. Oh, wow. I really like that color. It actually goes on super smooth, super easy to apply. So I really like these. And then maybe we'll add magnetic pull. Oh, wow. So it's got a really nice, actually light pigment to it. I'm completely impressed, to be quite honest. I really like the way this feels. It's super easy to apply. You can put it pretty much wherever you need to on your eye, if that's what you're doing. And it just allows so much more control when you're adding an eyeshadow. So yeah, wow, that is super cool. I really like these. Like I'm honestly, I would probably get a few more of these just for that reason, the control of being able to do whatever. So with that, I think I'm going to try and we'll blend it in. We'll see how it looks after because I was really super excited to try the new purple I got. And it has such a nice, like, such a nice color to it. Here, I'll actually just take a little bit off and we'll do a, like, you see that shimmer? Like, it, wow, that, yeah, that has a super lot of pigment and shimmer. So that is exciting. So let's add some. Oh, I like this. Feels neat. Like it's kind of wet when it goes on. So you get a bit of a liquid feel because it is a liquid eyeshadow. Oh, I really like that. Gives like an iridescent sort of smoky eye almost. Is like, wow. Okay, so we're gonna have to add some eyeliner to that for sure. And definitely get some mascara. Which I have to say, like, I have a Lash It Out Loud mascara from E.L.F, which I absolutely love. But I'm waiting for my new mascara because I did order another one, of course, right? And so I'm waiting on that. But for today, we are going to use the E.L.F No Budge 12-Hour Brown Eyeliner. And it's got, of course, you can like move it up, move it down. It's really cool that way. And then I'm going to apply some eyeliner. I like that. I actually like the way the liquid blends with the eyeshadow stick. Yeah, if you're wanting to do any sort of wild makeup look, I would be looking for some of those eyeshadow sticks actually, because yeah, they'd be more than able to help you achieve that. And so, with that in mind, as I'm throwing all my makeup all over my makeup case, I'm going to grab my E.L.F. Lash It Out Loud mascara. And we're going to get these lashes to lash out loud. I love this mascara. I do. This is like... the lift you get with this mascara is insane for the price. Like, I wear this mascara probably more than I wear my Rare Beauty mascara, I'll be quite honest, and I actually really like it because there's very little to no clumping. The applicator is like super, yeah, it spreads your lashes apart. So just give it a little wiggle when you're applying. And you will get the lashes you want. So, because we have this really pretty purple and this super pretty, like, wow, I just love these colors. Like, E.L.F, you outdid yourself, seriously. I am going to add a little bit of lip liner. So I got this one, and I actually got it to go with my Queen Berry E.L.F. Lip Revive Oil. So they're like the same color. So I'm going to use this because I really want to see what it's like. Ah. I love that lip liner. It goes on super easy, super smooth, and the color is insane. Like, I haven't even added any of the lipstick yet. That's crazy. So if you're looking for a good lip liner, I'd be talking to E.L.F. Seriously, like these guys in their cosmetics have really stepped up their game. Like I also have their enhanced lash and brow serum. I use this all the time, and I like the way what it does for my eyebrows. And yeah, so I mean, if you're looking for any good products for a good price point, run for E.L.F. Seriously. They have some of the amazing commercials that I've seen of theirs recently. I absolutely love that. So we're going to add a little bit of the Lip Revive oil now. And the applicator looks like that. So it's actually really... And there we have it. So I love this lip color. I wear this out during the day quite a bit. And I have to say it's going to be a toss-up for me. So I really love the E.L.F. Lip... Yeah, this is the E.L.F. Lip Revive stain. And this is the Lip Revive oil in Honey Talks. And I actually use this a lot too, because it's just a really nice quick thing to throw onto your lips when you're running out the door if you don't have time to do a full face. And up next, of course, I'm going to have to do my hair now that my makeup is done. And yeah, so check out that amazing purple, right? All right, so thank you so much for tuning in. This is our makeup look for today. Something simple, something cute. We've got a few different eye colors going on. And yeah, stay tuned for the next one. And if you have any suggestions about what colors you would like to see, drop a note in there. Chances are I'll be looking for a ton more E.L.F. eyeshadows, lip stains, glosses, you name it. I am an E.L.F. fan for life. And don't be afraid to also drop a comment and let me know how you have E.L.F. on your shelf. Until next time, everybody, thanks and have a good day. Don't forget to hit subscribe and like. And until next time, bye.